The symbol of death has long been a subject of intrigue and contemplation across cultures, religions, and history. Death is an inevitable part of life, and throughout time, various symbols have been used to represent it. These symbols are not only meant to signify the end of life but also to express humanity's complex relationship with mortality. From the ancient depictions of death in Egyptian tombs to the iconic skull and crossbones of pirates, these symbols carry profound meanings that have evolved over centuries. The origins of death symbols can be traced back to ancient civilizations where death was understood as a natural and integral part of the human experience. In ancient Egypt, for example, death was not viewed solely as an end, but rather as a transition to the afterlife. The Egyptians used symbols like the ankh, which represented immortality, to reflect their belief in life beyond death. While these symbols weren't directly associated with death in a morbid sense, they were integral to how Egyptians understood and approached the concept of mortality. Similarly, the skull, a simple yet powerful symbol, has appeared in many ancient cultures to represent the fleeting nature of life. In civilizations like the Maya and the Celts, the skull reminded people of the impermanence of existence and the inevitability of death, while also symbolizing the endurance of the spirit. One of the most recognizable death symbols in the modern world is the skull and crossbones. First popularized in the 17th century, particularly by pirates, the skull and crossbones image became synonymous with danger and mortality. Pirates would raise this flag to signal death to those they threatened, using the symbol to instill fear and warn of imminent death. Over time, this symbol took on broader meanings and began appearing on gravestones during the medieval period, where it was used to remind people of their mortality. The skull and crossbones, therefore, transitioned from a symbol of danger to one of reflection, reminding people of the inevitability of death and the brevity of life. Beyond Western interpretations, other cultures have used their own symbols to represent death, each carrying unique meanings and associations. In Chinese culture, for instance, death is often represented by the color white, in stark contrast to Western mourning traditions that favor black. White, in this context, symbolizes purity in the afterlife, and death symbols such as the skull are a reminder not just of mortality, but also of respect for ancestors. In Mexico, the Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, celebrates deceased loved ones with vibrant and joyful symbols, including the colorful calaveras, skulls. This celebration embraces death as a part of life and emphasizes the belief that the deceased continue to live on in the memories and celebrations of the living. Here, death is neither feared nor mourned with sadness, but is instead honored in a festive and positive way. Perhaps one of the most iconic and universally recognized symbols of death is the figure of the Grim Reaper, a skeletal figure often depicted with a hooded cloak and a scythe. This figure emerged during the 14th century, particularly during the Black Death, a period when millions across Europe perished due to plague. The Grim Reaper personified death itself, often depicted as an inevitable force coming to claim the souls of the living. The scythe, traditionally a farming tool, symbolized the harvesting of crops, which was a fitting metaphor for the harvesting of souls. Over time, the Grim Reaper became an enduring image, embodying death as both a constant and unavoidable aspect of life. Art and literature have also long employed death symbols to convey deeper meanings about the human condition. In literature, death has been explored as a theme of existential significance. Authors like Edgar Allan Poe used death imagery to reflect on the fragility of life, exploring themes of mortality, grief, and the unknown. Similarly, in visual art, the concept of vanitas emerged during the Renaissance, where still life paintings included symbols like skulls, rotting fruit, and hourglasses to remind viewers of life's impermanence. These works were meant to provoke thought about the fleeting nature of existence and the certainty of death, encouraging viewers to reflect on the value of life itself. The symbols of death, whether through the skull and crossbones, the Grim Reaper, or cultural representations like the calaveras of Dia de los Muertos, are not just markers of the end of life but representations of humanity's understanding of mortality. These symbols force us to confront death, to reflect on the fragility of life, and to question what comes after. While some may view them with fear, others see them as a celebration or a call to live more fully. In whatever form they take, these symbols are reminders that death is a part of life, and understanding them can offer deeper insights into how we live and how we understand our place in the world.